I've been eyeing the cheapest 2.7K camera on Amazon for months now, dying to try it out. Every time I search for reviews on this camera, they all seem to be extremely long and don't really tell the full story, or they don't really get into as much detail as you might expect, but I still went ahead and bought it anyway, so that you don't have to. And here's exactly why you shouldn't waste your money on the cheapest 2.7K camera on Amazon. So let's go ahead and dive in. For more great content like this, just make sure to subscribe to our channel and then turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any upload. Also leave a like and a comment down below with your thoughts on this video. And there's also going to be a merch store where you can buy some sweet monochrome Tech Summit merch. Links to everything down below. And like always, we're gonna start off with an unboxing. Inside, you will find instructions right on top and the camera wrapped inside of this bubble wrap. There's also the battery itself, a power brick, a strap, and a mini USB cable. Not even micro, but mini. Oh boy. Now let's get straight into the exterior design of this camera. So obviously, I wasn't expecting this to be a magical camera that could somehow do all of these amazing things for less than $100. And the body already shows a lot of signs of something extremely cheap. It's very lightweight, with the fake mode switch toggle on top, and it doesn't actually move at all. A fake wheel around the navigation buttons too, that doesn't move either, and that only supports micro SD cards, for the record, at up to 32 gigs. And this thing is incredibly plasticky, which is understandable for the price tag, though it does have a flash and the tripod mount around the bottom, electronic zoom, and most importantly, that precious flip-out screen that we all love, and that I'm actually using right now. Speaking of which, this screen is obviously of a very, very low resolution. And it's not like even the $1,000 cameras are using super high resolution screens either, but this one is just so washed out in every sense of the word. But at least it flips over, right? And no, it's not a touchscreen at all, if that's what you were expecting. And it only flips over all the way, so you can't just articulate it in any way you want. It's either all the way up or all the way flat, so keep that in mind. It's pretty much just for shooting straight forward or for shooting it at yourself. But enough about the exterior and the screen, because ultimately what matters most is going to be the image quality. And you can take pictures and videos with it, obviously, but the image is not going to be at 2.7K, not even 1080p or 720p. The resolution is definitely way, way lower than that. And that's just going to stretch out in order to fit those sizes whenever you look back at them on your computer. As you can see, based off of all of my footage and all of my shots, almost nothing is in focus, and you can't do anything about it really. The face detection, it doesn't actually work, at least it barely ever works, and everything is just super grainy in both pictures and videos, no matter what the lighting conditions are. This reminds me of a very old camcorder in terms of video quality and picture quality in general. It's just not good. And the battery life is also not very good here either. Expect maybe about an hour or so, and it only charges through the mini USB port, which is a little bit weird. When you plug it in, it just turns it on right away too, so you're kind of wasting battery at the same time. It's really just not a good value. So I've pretty much mentioned everything that needs to be said about this camera. If you were looking at this camera or considering it in any way for content creation, then honestly just forget about it. You're wasting your money. Use your phone instead and put that money towards an actual microphone that you can plug into your phone, or even lights, or even both at the same time within that $93 budget, since you can actually find really budget versions of those things that are actually pretty decent, but not this. When it comes to cameras, you have to invest just a little bit more or just look into the used market. But this thing is really a complete piece of crap, and I'm going to have to ask you to save up for something better or even used. Saving up just a little bit more can get you a used Sony a5000, for example, that actually shoots in 1080p and still has a flip-out screen. Even if it doesn't have a microphone import, you will still have to depend on external means for that. So do keep that in mind, but for just a little bit more, you can get an actual camera instead of what is essentially a toy trying to pose as a practical camera. And thank you for joining me in this review. And if you enjoyed it, then do make sure to leave me a like and subscribe for more content just like this. And if you're interested in seeing any of the gear that I actually use, then I will be leaving affiliate links to Amazon and Luster in case you're interested in looking at other types of alternatives that they might recommend for you, or just to help you find all sorts of sales through a browser extension. It is actually a really useful tool that I highly recommend that you use. Either way, all of these links are going to be affiliated. If you end up using any of them, then I do get a small commission that does help me out quite a bit. So if you were to use that, I would appreciate that a lot. And make sure to also follow me on Twitch for the most relaxing streams on earth, as I like to call them, if you haven't gotten tired of my voice yet. And you can also follow me on both Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with any future reviews that could be coming out. And with that said, thank you so much for joining me in this video. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy.